Hey, welcome back to the channel. Today we're talking about sellers in our seller series. This is one that's going to be super fast, but it's going to be really powerful. We're going to talk about how to generate some seller leads and how to convert them and how to handle some common objections. This is just part of a series where we'll be diving deep into generating seller leads and converting them. So let's jump right in right now. But before we do, make sure that you subscribe to the channel because we're always giving you most relevant information. Like and share and drop a comment below if you like what you're seeing, you have any questions, or maybe you do something similar but have a slight tweak to it. We love to learn as well. So let's jump right in. Again, my name is Isaac. I'm with LPT Realty and Real Estate CEOs, and we're here just to help the agent population learn more about how to generate more business and sell more listings. So let's jump right into it. So let's jump right into it. The first thing we want to talk about is a really easy way, but it's really powerful, and it's not super uncommon, but the way that we do it is really powerful on how to generate leads. So seller leads specifically. So without jumping into too deep into something called microfarming, which we'll have that as part of the series as well. What we do is we take advantage of the fact that other people are listing homes, and that actually generates more listings. If you've ever noticed, when a listing pops up in a neighborhood, sure enough, within a couple weeks, more pop up and they cluster. They're not evenly distributed, they cluster, and it's because of a lot of the psychology behind selling and just marketing in general. So here's what we know without getting too deep into the microfarming philosophy and psychology. Every time a listing comes up in a neighborhood where we're excited to sell more listings, here's what we do. We pull up a Google map and we go, based on normalized traffic patterns, who walks by or drives by this house on a regular basis, 2, 3, 4 plus times a day per household, right? So you can imagine there's some spots, there's some houses where the neighbors drive by and walk by constantly and on their way to the grocery store, on their way to the school, on their way to work, on their way to church, whatever it is. Well, when that happens, what we know is that those people that are driving by that sign, it's only a matter of time, call it 24, 48, maybe even 72 hours later, where they're having a conversation that sounds like this. Hey, did you see Jack and Diane are actually selling the house? Yeah, I saw it was listed for $900,000. Well, we've owned our home longer than they have, and so on and so forth, right? And eventually ends up onto, well, what do you think our home is worth? And maybe they go online, right, and start searching, and that's where they generate a lead. But that's when you're playing the Google pay-per-click and you're trying to rank for keywords and all this stuff. There's an easier way to do it, and it's simply hanging door hangers. Getting door hangers with a QR code. Your neighbor is selling their house. Scan here to find out the value of your home. Super simple. We just want to give them the answer to a question they're already going to be asking. So rather than going online and ended up in someone else's website, why shouldn't they end up on our form? Now we're going to drive that QR code to a landing page that has a form that gets filled out. That's one of the easiest, cleanest ways to get a seller lead in today's market without having to have a huge budget and wait a very long time. Because again, I'm not trying to saturate the entire farm. I'm just going around the people that it's reasonable based on where that current listing is, who are reasonably going to have a conversation about the value of their home in the next 24, 48, 72 hours. And it works. I promise you it works. Now we use a system called Fellow, Fello. And we actually, I'm not an affiliate. I'm not sponsored by them. We just use them because we know it works. That said, here's where the rubber meets the road, and it's how to make that initial call. Because we know that making that initial call can sometimes be scary. And we have to be in alignment with what it is that they're expecting. Most often when you face resistance on a sales call, it's because you're trying to push an agenda that is not what they are looking to talk about. They don't want to sell their home. They didn't say they did. They didn't say they wanted to talk with you. They didn't say they wanted to have an appointment with you. They wanted the value of their home. So our script is going to be super simple, and it's going to be all about what they want. And then I can go ahead and, based on their answers to some questions, figure out if it makes sense for us to meet. So let's jump into that scripting. So we want to make it really simple, straight to the point. Hey, Bob, this is Isaac with your home team here in San Diego. How are you today? I go, I'm good. What's up? Great. Well, I saw that you recently requested the value of your home, and I just wanted to check in to see what you thought about the valuation. Was it too high, too low, or do you think it was just right? Now, depending on the response, I'm going to go ahead and figure that out moving forward. So I'm going to show you what are the 3 most likely responses. They're going to say, oh, it was way too high, or it was too low, or it was just right. And then we'll walk through if they're interested or not. So let's jump into the next section. So the first one is the valuation is too low. We just let them know that we hear them. Hey, I hear you. You know, those valuations consider general specs like, you know, bed, bath count, and lot size, but they might miss updates and special features. What do you think your home is worth? I just want to get straight to them telling me that, right? I think it's more because of blank and these recent updates, right? They're going to give you some version of why that matters. And then we simply respond like, hey, wow, that's great information. Well, if you're open to it, we could set up a time to get a more detailed evaluation that includes those updates. How does that sound? Now they're going to ask like, okay, what does that mean? Does that mean you're coming over? And our answer is absolutely yes. We want to go ahead and get some eyes on it so we can give you a full evaluation. Now, if they just want to talk over the phone, we'll ask them. Okay, when's the last time you renovated the kitchen? When's the last time you updated the bathrooms, the master bath? Do you have carpet? What kind of flooring do you have? We like to figure that kind of stuff out because the more information they're giving us on there, the more likely they are to maybe go forward with one of our offers, which might be a cash offer. It might be to come over and see about listing their home. So anyways, that's how you handle the valuation is too low objection. We just kind of let them know and then offer to make it a little bit more precise. 2, valuation is too high. Now this one's not as common, but it can happen. And these are people that I really like to work with because they're very pragmatic. So, hey, I understand the market can be surprising sometimes. If you could actually sell for that amount, would you consider it? Right? That's something we want to figure out right away too. So we like these high valuations. Notice I'm not promising that we can get them that value. We're just asking if we could, would you sell? Maybe, but I'm not sure. You know, you'll hear that a lot. So, well, if you're interested, we can explore this further to see if there's a realistic price point. It might be a great opportunity for you. Should we discuss this in more detail tomorrow, or does Friday work better? Right? Super simple scripting stuff. Now, last one is just right. Now, these are super rare. Hardly ever do you hear these. But if they go, oh, no, I think it's actually pretty spot on. And we just say, yeah, you know what? That valuation module is really good at what it is. It's one of the best in the industry. And I'm just curious, what did you think about that price? If you could sell your home for the amount that it said, you said it's just right? What did you think about that price? And they go, well, I told you it's pretty much spot on. What I'm looking for and why it sounds redundant is I want to see if they want to move the conversation forward about selling. Okay, if they go, no, it's pretty spot on. So great. So were you doing this research in hopes of just figuring out the value of your home, or did you have intentions to sell soon? Right, get straight to the point. Bonus objection that happens a lot because you're going to hear this. Hey, you know what? Sometimes before they answer any of the questions, they go, you know, I was just curious. I'm not really looking to sell. Okay. You go, hey, no problem. It's always good to know your home's value, right? Now, if you ever do decide to explore selling, we offer instant cash offers and have several buyers looking in your area. Would you consider a cash offer if you were going to sell your home? They'll say, oh, no, you know, maybe it depends, really. So one of the main things we want to do on this is just let them know we have options and then ask them if they would consider a cash offer. Because I just want to hear where they're at, really. Like, no, I told you guys, I'm really not interested. I just bought the house. I'm actually thinking about doing a refi, and that's the only reason I wanted to know the valuation. And then we always ask them this: would you be offended if I followed up with you and stayed in touch just to keep you updated on what's going on in the market and the value of your home? They almost always say, no, that's fine. I wouldn't be offended, right? So anyways, those are some key things on how we do that. Now, if the person really is interested in learning more about the value of their home and we ask them the question of, hey, it looks like you're doing some research. Was this just for research, or are you planning on actually selling your home? Well, if they say, no, we're considering selling our home, right? And that's their response. Fantastic. We love when they consider selling their home. Then we just go straight for the appointment. Right? What time works for you? I can come over at this time and this time. We get straight to the appointment setting. In addition to that, what we want to do is then, after we've booked the appointment, start asking them questions about their home. A lot of people get this part twisted when they go, no, I'm thinking about selling the home, and go, oh, okay, great. Well, how many beds? How many baths? What are you hoping to do after? Book the appointment first. Book the appointment, then get key features of the home. Make sure that that all the decision makers are going to be there, that you have the right address, that they don't currently live there or they do, so you could send the pre-listing packet. We're going to break all that down in another video. But this one is how to generate leads and handle those initial objections to get you moving closer to an appointment. The seller intake form, in order to prepare for for an actual listing presentation, that's another video that we're going to put out in this series as well. So hopefully you got a ton of value out of this. And if you do have questions or comments, drop them in the link below. Also, if you want to learn more about how to partner up with us at Real Estate CEO so we can help supercharge your business, there's a link in the description below where you can book one-on-one time with me and we can talk a little bit more about what that might look like. Until next time, happy selling.